it's a very big election. Yeah. Whether we like it or not, this determines a whole lot of things, especially 2027 with INEC under scrutiny. So yes, I'm very excited. I'm told that we have some of our reporters standing by now, don't we, Inam?
Yes, I know Sumaya is one of them.
Okay, I think we're going straight to Sumaya right now. So let's do that already, shall we?
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we are joined now by our correspondent in Abuja, Sumaya Abu Bakr. Sumaya Abu Bakr, are you with us? Sumaya, can you give us a bit of a breakdown on what's going on right there right now?
Where it is the collation center and of course the distribution center for Karu. So currently you can see behind me there's so much activities going on. We've got a lot of security men. I would have to point out that there were a lot of vehicles here, to come and collect all the distribution, the electoral materials in order to go to their polling units, designated polling units. But of course, movement has started already. Transportation has been implemented in terms of, moving and pushing this electoral material. So we had to, of course, establish ourselves right here. And I have someone with me here who has been monitoring this. Now, according to them, of course, this distribution started yesterday or early this morning, 1 a.m. And we have someone here with us who would be giving us, the deep dive of what he has experienced so far. So we have Mr. Alexander Eden. He is the chairman, NBA Karu branch. So he's a lawyer who has been monitoring this on his own. Good morning.
Good morning.
So, Mr. Alexander, walk us through what you have seen, from 1 a.m. until this point.
Well, it's impressive. I can see the curiosity. Even the electorate were trying to find their way to see what is happening. Everybody's curious of seeing that the right thing is done. And I witnessed, like I said earlier, I witnessed the distribution of the materials from the INEC office in Karu, which is the local government office of INEC, to the Ward Collation Center, which is a Karu Central Primary School. And that was yesterday, 8 o'clock in the morning. And at about 12 o'clock this morning, they started the distribution to the LPOs. And the LPOs now collected those materials, sort them out, and then hand them over to the various polling units, electoral officers. And so that was what they were doing until you arrived this morning, when they were packing them into the vehicles and they were going to their various polling units.
Would you say the handing over has been, seamless?
Very, very seamless. In fact, I'm impressed with what is happening. And sincerely, unlike what we used to experience before, where you see party agents having issues, acrimony here and there, this argument, there is no reason for anybody to suspect the system, because that is exactly what brought me here, to see whether there's anything that can look like a suspicion. But it was seamless, like I said, and it was done peacefully and credibly. And if it is going to condescend to what will transcend to the polling unit, I think we're going to get the best election.
Thank you very much, Mr. Alexander. Now, of course, this is what is happening. I have to establish what is going on behind me here, Mazino, is that this is also a polling unit. Now, we see the polling unit PU 029. So, of course, these electoral materials are already ready. We're seeing the collation officers seated, and, there's so much expectation and waiting for voters to start trooping in. And, of course, in subsequently, we will be going, around to check on every possible polling unit that we could have in Amak. Currently, we're around the Karu axis, which is in Amak. So this is currently what's going on. Back to you, Mazino and Ina.
Well, thank you very much, Sumaya. Sumaya, I just wanted to know, and I know it's still very early, but there are plenty of talks about how people in the FCT are not regarding the elections. It's voter apathy, and I'm wondering whether it's too early to know if there are any indications that people are excited about this today.
I mean, based on our round, approaching the election, days of us going through, this electorate residents, one thing they established was that some of them, large amount of number of them, were showing no interest at all, because they said they keep getting promises and it's not delivered. But then others are sure that they would vote. But then while driving, from the office, down to this axis, we notice that, the places are empty. Usually, you would see a large number of people already waiting for the election material to come to them. But then now, the polling units are empty. So far, we will not count it or rule it out that these people might not vote. So we'll just have to wait and see. But, hoping that the enthusiasm would be shown from this electorate, because, of course, it is their right.
Let's also talk about the structure and security that has been put behind this endeavor today. How much security can you see? What agencies are being used or utilized the most? And are people comfortable with the security measures that have been put in place?
So far, based on what we're seeing from this, collation, from this distribution center, is that we saw a lot of, security officers, men of the police, and also the NSCDC following up on all of this. You can also see them around. We can see even the road safety also here. So most of what they do immediately, they're transporting these materials. A huge number of them follow that material to the polling unit for safety. So far, I would say, yes, we have witnessed the numbers, and there are still many more behind us here. Of course, these are people that have shown interest so far. We even made effort to talk to them, but of course, they declined. But then there's so much interest in making sure that the electoral materials are safe from what we're seeing now. And we know some of them are still around for the protection of this polling unit. So I would say, based on our visuals, based on what we can see now, there is a tight security so far, and of course we're hoping this continue. And if there is any change, of course, we'll keep our eyes on that.
Sumaya, there's one issue that I was going to save until later, but now that I have you and you are on as our correspondent, and not just that, also a female correspondent, I'm wondering what the people of Abuja are thinking about when it comes to the imbalance of candidates. And talking gender now, there's a very big conversation about how imbalanced this is. I think there's only about 3 female candidates who are vying for councillorship, if I'm not mistaken, inside of some of the councils there. Are Abuja residents talking about this disparity when it comes to representation, especially for women, from the women?